Well, hey everybody, Mike Griffith here. We're in Indianapolis at the NFL Combine Day 4, just wrapping up. I'm with D. Orlando Ledbetter. D-Led, what jumps out at you right at the start as we talk about Day 4 at the Combine?
Yeah, just the fastness of the big linebackers and the big defensive linemen. The Montez Sweet with a 4.41, that's just off of the charts for a defensive end. That was the big buzz of things today. DeMarcus Lawrence, Dexter Lawrence, Clemson defensive end, suffering an injury. That's a big thing to affect the top part of the draft. Had the pleasure of meeting DeAndre Baker for the first time. Right. He was pretty funny. He did a good job today. So those were my highlights for today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We all wondered how DeAndre Baker was going to handle today. Obviously, he's a very confident young man, very confident. He believes he's the best cornerback in the draft. And D-Led, you've got sources that say the same thing. Some Georgia notes here. D-Led says forget about the black jerseys. Not going to happen anytime soon. And he's got an opinion on playing in Jacksonville. I'm going to write this for DawgNation here in a little bit. People are going to want to read that. You've got a story coming out. Give us a quick preview on what we're going to read in your DeAndre Baker story today.
Yeah, DeAndre, top cornerback in the draft, going to project to be the first Bulldog taken. A little gamble there before he runs. But that's where he's at standing right now, and that's the best I can do is right now. We talked to Daniel Jeremiah and Charles Davis from NFL Network, had one-on-ones with those guys, and then also pulled General Manager Thomas Dimitroff to the side and asked him about Baker, and spoke to Dan Quinn about him. They haven't interviewed him yet. He's not on the list to be interviewed. They are in the cornerback market. They have been, found out today, looking at a lot of safety candidates too. But yeah, that story is going to talk about his pro prospects, why he's the better corner over Greedy Williams, and how he projects into the NFL.
Yeah, kind of interesting. DeAndre Baker today telling us that he has not talked formally to the Falcons yet. You wonder if the Falcons are just kind of laying low. Of course, it's a long time until the NFL draft, April 25th through the 27th in Nashville, and Georgia's still with a pro day ahead on March 20th. You wonder if DeAndre Baker will test out at all there. I suppose that will have to do with how he does tomorrow with his 40-yard dash and his other field drills. D-Led, let's recap a little bit what the Georgia players were able to do, what they didn't do here. It looked to me like McCole Hardman, junior underclassman wide receiver, really the only underclassman that I thought helped himself with that 4.33 40. Other than that, I didn't see a lot from these guys.
Yeah, they know Riley can play really, Riley. I get him, I cover Calvin, so yeah, I can get him mixed up. Yeah, I think Riley's going to be fine. I would have liked to see more here, but McCole Hardman came in with a buzz, and I think he's going to leave with that same buzz. DeAndre's not going to drop far from being the top corner in the draft. He's represented by Torrey Dandy, a CAA, who also represented Denzel Ward, the top cornerback last year. So, and Marshawn Lattimore from Ohio State, he represented him also. So, he's with the right group. He's with the right agency. He's with the right group of cornerbacks that are probably coaching him on what to do and what not to do going into his workout. So, I think Baker's clear. Riley, Ridley, could have had a better combine, no question about it. McCole Hardman came in and delivered. And the rest of the guys came in, they were solid, but I don't think they really helped themselves. And maybe Nada and Holyfield maybe hurt themselves with slow times. They'll have to go back, get ready, run faster at Georgia, and, rely on their tape.
No doubt about it. March 20th coming up now for the Georgia football players. That's when they will have their pro day. You're going to see a lot of these guys want to lift in time again. Today, Jonathan Ledbetter, over 5.0 in the 40. Not what you want from a 280-pound defensive end. You mentioned some of these other big guys that were running really fast times. Montez Sweat at 4.41 in the 40. So you're going to want to see Ledbetter run again. I think he had 22 reps on the bench. DeAndre Baker had 14 repetitions on the bench press. That's not horrible, but but for a corner, they don't really look too much at that, do they?
No, they need a 3-cone drill for that. They need to know if he's playing in the slot and he has a double go, which means the receiver can go left or right, can he stay with him? And that's the big thing for the cornerbacks, is the change of direction, the flipping of the hips, and you get those out of those shuttle drills and the 3-cone drills. So we'll see what those numbers shake out for DeAndre. In the lifting's not a big deal. They're not expecting him to go power people over. They just want his quick, powerful hands to be able to not allow receivers to get off the line of scrimmage. So that's the only strength number that they're concerned about with cornerbacks.
So you're going to want to check that out tomorrow. Vertical jump tomorrow as well. Where do they high point the ball? Obviously some big receivers. And as D-Led tells you, the 20-yard 60, the 60-yard 60, and the shuttle run tomorrow. Broad jump as well. So most of the testing ahead for DeAndre Baker. So a quick wrap up from Sunday, D-Led. Appreciate everything you did. You can read Orlando D. Ledbetter, or excuse me, D. Orlando Ledbetter in AJC.com. And where can they follow you on Twitter?
At DOrlandoAJC. We'll be tweeting out this DeAndre Baker story here before we head to the Indianapolis airport and get back to Atlanta.
That's right. It's snowing out here. Mike Griffith at Mike Griffith 32. Everybody have a great Sunday night.